Hello and welcome to Aimee's Boutique. This is the instruction video for our DIY little girl purse. So I'm going to show you how to make it and everything that's included in the kit. So in the kit is included, of course, the top piece and the bottom piece. Both of these already have buttons on them, as you can see. And they also, you'll have these two strips. Don't lose track of these. Okay, I'll show you what those are for in just a minute. Then you're also going to have some thread, a plastic needle, and some rope. Okay? From home, you're going to want to use a pair of scissors. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to thread our needle. Okay? So if you've never threaded a needle before, you take the thread, you poke it through the hole. Sometimes getting it a little wet helps, just a little bit though, okay? And you want to leave a little bit of a tail because you don't want it to come off the needle. It's okay if it does, but it's a lot easier if it doesn't, okay? So then you're going to take the other ends and you're going to make sure they're all lined up, and you're going to tie 2 knots at the bottom. So then it should look like this. Now you're going to take your bottom piece, your big piece. You're going to count down 2 holes, 1, 2. You're going to put the needle through. So pull that through and then the knot should stop it from. Okay, so now you are going to take the front piece and you're going to line it up the top, line it up with the bottom piece. Okay, so now I like to start with using the back as the top because I can see my holes better. After I've done that piece, I like to flip it over. So I'm gonna, now that I went down through this piece, so now I'm gonna go up, and this time I'm gonna go up through the top piece as well. And I'm gonna make sure that it's in the very top hole. And I like to hold my needle kind of like this when I pull it through so that I don't unthread the needle like I just did. So now we're going to go down through the second hole and back down through that hole that the knot was in, that our first knot was in, okay? So now we've double stitched that, is what that's called, so that it'll stay connected. So now we're going to use these little pieces. So these are going to be the little loops that our rope uses to make our strap. So what you're going to do with this, you're going to make sure your thread is coming out the bottom. You're going to line these 2 holes up with the holes in the bottom piece, as you can see. And then you're going to take your needle and go up through the bottom piece, up through the first side of the loop. Then you're going to fold the loop over and put the other hole right onto the needle. And then you're going to put the top piece onto the front piece onto the needle. And you're going to pull it all the way through. And then when you go back down, you want to make sure that you go through all 4 holes. So you got 1 hole, top of the loop, bottom of the loop, back of the bag. And then you're going to pull through. So now, this is when I am going to flip mine over, just because it's a little bit easier to see all of my holes on this side that doesn't have all the characters on it. Now, the thread should be coming out the back side. Now you're going to go down through the next hole. And you're going to go up through the hole after that. And you're just going to keep doing this all the way around. Well, not quite all the way around, until you get around to about here. so you can kind of see how that's showing up, right? You can kind of see how they're all about the same length. Not about, they are all the same length. Okay, so now I'm going to skip a hole, just show you. So now, if you look at it, you can see that the stitch is longer than all of the rest of them. That's a really good sign that you've skipped a hole. And you can also see, if you see on this side, the space in between them is all about the same until you get to here, and then the space is really big. And then you notice, oh, there's a hole that I skipped. Okay, so I'm going to undo, which is really easy. You just go backwards. And now I'm back to where I hadn't skipped a spot. See? So I'm going to turn this back over. Now we're going to go down through that hole that I skipped. Pull it through, and now you're going to go up and down. And you're going to keep doing that all the way around until you get to about here. Feel free to pause and take as long as you need. Okay, so now we're going to keep going just a few more holes. We're going to make sure though that we count down from the top. We want to go 1, 2, 3, 4 holes. We want to leave 4 holes from the top empty. So see, I've slowed down a bit because I want to make sure that I leave that 4. So this is the last hole I'm going to go up through because I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So at this point, we're going to take our other little strap so that we can put it on in here, okay? I'm going to line it up again. I'm going to line it up with the 2 holes. So I'm going to go down and make sure to go down through the first side of the strap loop, and then the top side of the strap loop, and then the front of the purse, okay? Then we're going to pull that all the way through. Then we're going to go down. Oh, I skipped a hole. Oops. And I just did I didn't do directly in line with the rest of them. So I had to undo that, but now I can put it back how it goes. There we go, that's better. Now we're going to go down through the front. We're going to go down through both holes of the loop. And we're going to go down through the back. Okay, now that second loop is on, we're going to go up through this next hole. We're going to go down through the top hole, and now we're going to go up through the second hole, but instead of coming through the top, we're going to come through the side. Okay, now, as you can see, there's a little loop in there. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your needle and you're going to stick the needle through, so behind this one thread and through the loop, and it should come back out the side. Okay? And then you're not going to pull it all the way tight. Now you have another loop, and now you're going to put the needle through that big loop that you've made. And now you're going to pull all the way tight. And I'm going to do that twice just to make it a nice secure big knot. But so what you're doing right here is closing off the thread so that it's in a nice big knot. And there you go. Okay, so now we're going to take our needle and put that away. And we're going to trim off our little thread there. Hopefully I didn't trim too much. There we go. Okay. So now you can see that that is all stitched together. But we're going to add some rope for our string, for our strap. So we're going to feed this through, all the way through. And then at the bottom of the rope, once it's through, we're going to make a big knot. So I'm going to tie this a couple times to make a nice big knot. Big knot. There we go. So now the strap stays right there. Okay, so now you're going to take the other end and feed it through the other loop. Make sure that it gets nice and tight. Then I'm going to trim off the ends. Leaving a little bit so the knots don't come undone. Then there you go. There is your DIY purse that you made all by yourself. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hopefully I'll be having some more do-it-yourself kits coming. And as always, you're welcome to order a matching bow to your purse. We can also do a smaller purse, so you have a baby doll and me purse. So I hope you guys enjoyed making these little purses and that you have a great summer.